Howdy crew, going to be talking about having consumables on hand for the ArcReach 12 from Miller. Let's get to it. One thing I want to say that is very important, because I've had to do it a lot out in the field, is replace consumables. And I don't mean consumables as in the wire, but I mean consumables such as the gas diffusers, contact tips, and nozzles. So I'm going to kind of break these down. I bought a 25 pack of contact tips, and I just want plenty of these so that way something happens, I have plenty to go. I'm just going to keep these in the truck. I'll show y'all once I get everything set up where they're going to be. But that way there's plenty in here. There's not just one or two. I have to go looking for them. I have a baggie of them, and I'll probably change this to a Ziploc bag. But I'll be getting these in other sizes because this is only 035. So I'll have 045, different sizes, all that good stuff. I believe this should work just fine with the 045. But I also have to get other drive rolls too. That's one thing I do have to pick up. But regardless, gas diffusers. You can't go without your gas diffusers. You're doing dual shield or outer shield, you gotta have your gas diffusers. So this is a pack of 10. And again, Profax, all this Profax because they're less expensive than Miller. Miller, you are paying for the name. If the Miller Trailblazer 330 Air Pack were made by Profax, it'd probably be cheaper even if the exact same materials. It's because you are paying for the name. There's only so many welding companies out there. You're either gonna have a Miller or a Lincoln in the back of your truck. Me personally, I'm only gonna have a Miller. But anyways, you gotta have your consumables. You can't be out in the field and your gas diffuser has an issue, and what are you gonna do? You have no option. Same thing with your contact tips. What if you get a little bit too close and it arcs out and it just destroys your contact tip? If you don't have any, you're out. Also, same thing with nozzles. It happens where you get a little bit too close with your nozzles and you get it right in that puddle, or you're burning so much that it just starts wearing away on your nozzles. You gotta have some extra ones. These aren't super inexpensive. I think these were $10 a piece, something like that. I forgot, but they were from all this from NPB, Welding Supplies. And you gotta have extra one of these, because if something happens, you can't go and say, hey, I wasn't prepared for any job, so now I have to leave and go get more stuff and cost you more money. Someone that's hiring you is not going to want to hear that. They say you can go, but don't come back. And I've seen it happen. Not necessarily for this particular reason in person, but I've heard of it happening. And I've seen other stuff happening to where people leave for one reason or another because they're not prepared. Again, not related to consumables like this, but for other reasons related to welding, and they're asked to not come back. So again, just have some extra supplies, even if you don't have a full pack. And granted, these aren't super expensive. You buy them in packs, they get a little bit more expensive, but also, if you buy it in a pack and you can afford buying it in a 10 pack for the gas diffusers, 25 pack for the contact tips, you're saving gas on going and getting stuff. Just say you go to your local welding supply store and it's right on your way home. And you say, well, I'll just go and get another contact tip. You stop the truck, you get back in the truck. You start it, you're using more gas. You're stopping, you're taking an extra few seconds out of your way. That's costing you more money. Whereas if you just buy everything here, you're set. You don't have to go back to the welding supply store for a while. And that way you have as much as you need. Once you start getting low and you only have 2 of these left, you go and buy some more. Once you get back down to your last nozzle, you go and pick up some more. You get down to your last gas diffuser or last 2, then you go and get some more. But you have plenty on hand, and that way you don't ever have to be going to a site and say, hey, I don't have this, or I wasn't prepared, I ran out of this. Now, granted, things like that can happen, but you want to mitigate it as much as possible. You don't want to be known for that. If you have a contact and they say, hey, he did run out, but he went and got his other stuff and he came back and he was all good. Or do you want to have a contact that says, yeah, this guy's always out of stuff, he always has to be run off to a welding supply store because he don't have what he needs. You don't want to be known for that. So I just want to throw that out there. And I just think it's very good to know. I do like being prepared. I'd rather be over-prepared. I'd rather have as many of these as possible, all of this stuff. That's why I have an extra inner shield gun, because if something happens, because I'm expected to do a lot of inner shield out in the field, that I have an extra one on hand. Even if it's not with me, it's at least in the yard, and be able to get back to the yard, pick it up, go, what have you. So anyways, I just want to throw that out there. That's very important to have a lot of consumables at hand. You don't want to be going out to a job site that you're expecting to do stick welding on, even if you're not expecting to do stick at all with only 5 rods. You want to have a lot of rods on hand. It's just something that you have to do. In my opinion, if you don't agree with that, you don't have to. But it's just something that I believe is necessary. I will be picking up more of these. I have to pick up some more drive rollers, all that good stuff. But regardless, you got to have what you need. You can't just be good with the nozzle on here and expect that it's going to last you a lifetime. It's not going to. Machines possibly could, but stuff that are consumables, they're consumables for a reason. You consume them, you go through them. And I just think that's important to note and to be out there for y'all to kind of keep in the back of the mind. You got to have plenty of consumables on hand and be ready to use them. So hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see y'all in the next vlog.